Hey everyone, it's Rico around 4 here, or Rico for short, and today I have another LoL match for you. This one featuring my all-time favorite, Shaco. This is actually the third Shaco match I've uploaded, but it was pretty interesting. I didn't go terribly good with it, but there was some stuff that anybody can learn from it. So I did decide to just give it an upload. So on my team I do have Sonar, Siva, Viger, Kennen, and myself playing Shaco, and it's just going to skip ahead right there, and I will be at red. I do want to point out this was actually, if nobody is aware, lcsullla, or Sullla, whatever you want to call it. He has a channel called lcsullla, but basically every Tuesday night he has these games where he plays custom games and then invites people to play with him, and they all get to play with him and against him, and it's great because it's always great fun. You can play with different people, and yeah, it's really great. Like, so right now I have Sullla on my team playing as Sonar, Varusnox, as you might have seen if you're a Sullla viewer, playing as Siva, Speaker, who's also used to be known as Seedberg, or however you pronounce it, is playing Viger mid, and somebody else who's playing along with us is Pyroflamer, who will be soloing top as Kennen. So on the enemy team we have somebody called Raisinhut, or however that's how you pronounce it, playing Sonar, Kennen, Salamander XXX playing as Kennen, Scream678 jungling as Master Yi, Scroto T Baggins playing as Graves, and Miark757 playing as Annie. And I do want to point out, as I did actually find out after this match, Miark757 is actually around 2k ELO, so a pretty interesting game what happens right now. So I just want to quickly say about my Shaco route. This is a new one that I finally found out. 5 boxes at red, run to blue. As you could see, halfway through I did red, I was blue, I was able to get red. I did tell my team that they could have cleared the mini lizards at red, but for some reason they just didn't do that, and that's not going to spawn until later. I was going mid for a gank because Speaker did want an early gank mid, and here I go in, but I think she did see me as I just appeared there, and as you can see I am going to be spotted. Unfortunately she is actually keeping a stun up, so that's going to be really annoying because of that I do make a mistake soon. Rightio, so quickly the other lanes. Yep, Kennen vs Kennen top. And here we go. So Viger's going to stun. I am going to come in, exhaust. I do get the crit off. Almost land a box. I do land a box, but unfortunately she does stun, ignite me, and Annie is going to be able to get away. And I am going to actually give her double buff, so blue and red buff, and unfortunately give her first blood. And I'm sorry about this lag if you're getting lag. So right now, really bad start to the game. Fed Annie, that's not what you want, and especially this early in the game I do give her blue and red buff, and that's going to hurt our mid Speaker quite a bit. And as you can see in the chat, I was really sorry about this. I really wanted to make an impression on Sullla and play my Shaco, but I hadn't played him for a while, and unfortunately he is going to be able to get him. And here comes, yes, here comes the basic attack from Annie, and because of that red buff is going to be able to take him down. And right now I am just clearing red, as I said my team could before, but it doesn't look like I did that. Right, so yeah, Annie right now on 2 kills, that's not that good. And in the end, I believe, and there is actually a gank top, I'm sorry I wasn't there, but Kennen was ganked by Malphite. No, not Malphite, Musty. And anyway, Viger going to teleport in here up to top and try and get a gank off, but Kennen is just going to use his heal, as he did take heal ignite, and he is going to be able to easily get out. Meanwhile, just clearing my jungle. I believe during this game that I do get a little bit underleveled, unfortunately, and that's pretty bad, obviously. Rightio. Oh, I'll quickly go through the different runes that I'm actually going right now. Oh, masteries, I believe I'm going 2190. I'm not too sure, or 2109 maybe. Yeah, I think it's 2109. Taking the utility, taking the one that gives you extra movement speed, as I did want extra movement speed for getting to red quicker and then going to blue afterwards. And standard stuff in offensive tree. I think I did take some ability power, I'm not too sure. No, I didn't actually. I just took the extra increased armor pen and attack speed and things like that. Meanwhile, there is a bit of an engage going on mid, and unfortunately Viger is going to die from that Annie Tipper's stun and give her another kill, and she is going to start now 3-0 with 36 minions, 37. So, right now, definitely not a good start to what we have now. Right, so runes, I am on my reds going armor pen. For blues or yellows, I have armor yellows. Blues are attack speed, and my quints are actually ability power quints. This is to help the boxes quickly clear red, and here I'm actually going to make a mistake here. Annie level 7, I am level 4, and I am going to make the stupid mistake of actually going in front of her, and unfortunately she is going to take me down really easily just using Q, W, I think it's a W, and then just an ignite, and then she's just going to be able to walk out of that. So once again, bad mistake on my part. I should have actually probably played it safer, and now she is 4-0, and that's going to be really hard on our Viger player, Speak Up, who's actually level 5. So she did have a 3-level advantage, but as I said, but he is now level 5, and that is going to put him a little bit forward, but it's not going to be able to do much. Right, so as I said, ability power quints, this was to help with red. I could always just make it say 2 ability power quints and a health or attack speed quint or an armor pen, but if I did that I would have to do another box, and once again Annie is going to be able to use her Tibbers, stun him, and then use a full combo and take him down. As you can see, already 3 Dorans and Sorcerer Shoes, and that's going to put her really far ahead now at 5-0. So right now, through this game, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to pull out of this one. And I quickly just want to say that looks really weird, cannon vs cannon. Anyway, so right now I was going to give Viger blue, and look at this, here's Annie, and I am going to deceive right next to her, but because of that she is going to force get off the blue. But I was hoping that she might have stayed around, and then I could have smite stolen it, but it doesn't look like that happened, and she was just going to back off. Doesn't matter though, because I am going to be able to give my Viger blue, and that's going to hopefully help him out against Annie. And there we go. I'm going to pop a health and mana pot right now, and just keep going. Now, meanwhile, I was going to, yeah, Viger and Kennen did want to swap. I'm not too sure why this was. I think it was because Kennen was a higher level because he was in lane more, so he might be able to do it better, might be able to go against Annie a bit better. I'm not too sure if this was the case, but because and he was 1 kill in as well, so that was going to help him. So I'm not too sure about that, but it did end up working out, which was good. Anyway, so Viger going to stun here. We are going to go after him right now. Viger did use his ultimate and that, but I am going to put the exhaust on him, but he is just going to heal. So That's all good. Meanwhile, here comes Musty. He was going top for a gank. My box is going to be set off on him. So now they do know. We do know that he is here, and Viger's just going to be able to stun him. He could be able to go after him. He looks like he's going after him, but he's just not going to be able to catch him. Meanwhile, bot. Sorry I missed this, but they were able to get bot turret. My game seems to lag every time I look at Annie. Anyway, so I am going to recall right here. I probably shouldn't have done so, as Kennen going to have one Q and W against Annie, or maybe just a Tibbers as well, and then was able to just die instantly. So unfortunately, going to feed her yet another kill, and she is 6-0, and she now has also a blasting wand. So really bad for us, and she is going to get this turret. She is level 10, and as you can see, everybody on my team 6, 7, 7, 8, and she's 10 and I'm level 5, so I really need to catch up on levels. And here comes Sullla going to help me out a little bit in lane if Annie comes mid again. But right now it doesn't look that good for us. We are 1 kill for us and 6 for them, and the 6 for them is actually all on Annie. The kill we do have is Kennen, who was able to kill the enemy Kennen at top. Rightio, so right now after this minion I should hit level 6 or not. Yep, 8 XP, so it should be this last minion. And that is going to help me out a little bit more because it will give me my ultimate. And meanwhile, top Kennen going up against Annie, but he is just going to flash away, use his ball, and then get out. Right, so Viger going to use his stun, catch the enemy Kennen and Annie, and is going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, enemy Musty actually getting a double kill on our Sona and Siva. While that was all happening, I did use my ultimate and using my boxes, trying to get at least a fair amount of harass on this mid tower. And there goes my clone, the tower taking it down. I am going to pop another box and hopefully maybe can take this down, but here comes Annie, and I am just going, she's going to Q me, but she does not have a stun up, and I am just going to be able to deceive out. Sonar actually seeing me here, unfortunately, and here comes Kennen, and Annie going to flash after, have a stun up, and then she's going to Q me, and then use her W, and then she is going to actually get yet another kill and go godlike with 7-0-0. So right now looking really bad for us. 1 to 9 in kills. This just looks as though we can't actually pull out from this. But right now we will still try and salvage from the situation and see if we can't do anything about it. So we when I went back, I do have Boots of Speed, Madrid's Razors, some health and mana pots, and one or two sight wards, not too sure. Yeah, it's 2. Rightio, so standard Shaco build basically, except right now I wanted, from this I did learn a little bit. I was, because of this and playing all my ranked games as I have been right now, I know that I know more than I did before, but I believe my first item was actually after this is actually a Quicksilver Sash. This was because if you can see, most of their damage is magic damage. Annie 7-0 magic damage, and if you can see, Quicksilver Sash will work because Annie has her stun, Kennen has his stun, Sona her ultimate, and it's just going to help out a fair amount. And Musty will be having that red buff sometimes, and when that happens I do want to actually, if I am getting chased, be able to just quickly cleanse out of it. Meanwhile, I did actually notice this, but not Renekton, Kennen actually going to be blown up by Annie, and he did try and use his ultimate to try and get away with that stun, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Meanwhile, we did see Musty maybe setting up for dragons, so we were going to see what's happening. Good Sona ultimate coming in here, and Sullla is going to be able to get the kill, and that's going to be helping out a little bit more, as we do have yet another kill. It did go to the support, but a kill's a kill, and that will be helping us out even more. Yeah, look at that, frames per second. Radio, so right now I'm going to go give Blue to speaker, and that's going to help him out a fair amount, as he isn't going that bad anymore. He is 0-3 like me, but he does have more minions, as he was in top lane farming a bit, as he was shut down in lane earlier when he was in mid. So right now I'm going to just help him out, take the mini lizards, and then go out, and yep, there we go, blue buff. Radio, so suggestion by Sullla earlier, we'll lane 2 mid for the moment. That was to prevent from any one of us dying alone to Annie, and I was telling him wait up for me, as I'll help you with mid. And right now Annie is MIA, so we were trying to warn Viger about Annie, but he was just going to recall, but it doesn't seem he's going to recall now. And here comes Musty with red buff, but I am just going to deceive right next to him. And that is a beauty with Shaco. If the enemy doesn't have an oracles, you can easily just go for him. Anyway, so I'm going to place a box. That was a nice Viger stun. Unfortunately, Viger ultimate targeting the wrong person, going after Musty, but I'm going to use my ultimate, and he is going to get popped by Yi. And look at that, cannon really low, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get him. Meanwhile, both of us pretty low. We probably could get him, maybe not too sure. But I'm going to place a box, and here comes Sullla, and just going to heal up speaker just a little bit to help him out. Right, so Annie going to flash stun me, and unfortunately Sullla ultimate coming in a little bit late, and unfortunately wasn't able to save me. Meanwhile, here comes Master Yi, and looks like he's going to get pretty low, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to kill him. And meanwhile, my box actually right there, going to be able to fear Annie, get her pretty low, and actually allow speaker to teleport in, and then is going to be able to pick up the kill. So I didn't actually notice this in the game. I was hoping to look at how she died in this replay, and it looks like my box was able to actually get the kill. Or not get the kill, but actually make it so it was able to get the kill, as Viger was actually able to teleport in. So that helped us out a lot. We did shut down a killing spree, 9 kills in. She's pretty much got a Rabadons now, and that is going to help Speaker out a fair amount. And I'm just going to continue my jungling as standard. Radio, so as you can see right now, we are going to have 2 mid, as we said earlier, and that was so if Annie was to engage on either of us, then the other one would be able to help out. But Kenan was saying then probably Annie will get a double kill. She is 5 levels above me and 3 above Kenan, and probably would be able to take us with a double Annie stun. So that probably would happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Radio, so meanwhile, Sonar, Master Yi just grouping up around their blue for some reason, while Viger actually pushing up on top, going to apply pressure on this cannon. Meanwhile, going to go after cannon, use his Q. I don't think he used his ultimate, I think it was just still on cooldown, and is just going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, I did get stunned as I deceived, as I was typing earlier, and as you can see, that's what I get for typing, and I am going to lose a fair chunk of my HP. Meanwhile, close to mid, there was a little, nothing actually happening, but Sullla and Varus just spotting the enemy sonar and Master Yi, and here he comes, and he is around, yep, in this bush, with the enemy sonar as well. Right, so meanwhile we are going to try and push mid and try and get this turret. It was pretty low, as you can see, about 200 HP or so, but Annie, level 14, has 214 ability power. I don't even know how she has that much. 120, 135, 165, yeah, I have absolutely no idea. Somehow she has... I couldn't see how she has that. Yeah, about 49 AP from Runes and Masteries. Radio, so I did recall right now. Sold my ward and bought a vision ward. This was because I did want to go for that dragon. It is up. Nobody has actually taken it yet. And I was going to see if I could clear it, and if I could, then sell it. I do have about 830 gold and should have actually maybe picked up, say, a Wriggles, as I was intending to, but it doesn't look like that. I actually looked at my gold and saw that, and I'm just not going to do that. Radio, so before I actually go to Dragon, I did want to actually help out Blue with Viger, and he is going to start it and unfortunately take the mini lizards, which I was devil about. And I saw that he could do it himself, so I wasn't going to help him. Gonna do wolves, and then actually recall, pick up my Wriggles, and then go for that dragon. Right, so there we are. Gonna finish those wolves, gonna recall, and then pick up that Wriggles. There we go, so Wriggles, and then I'm going to continue. Rightio, so meanwhile, Vigar going up against his cannon and is actually able to just explode on cannon. I'm not sure what the health bars were, but enemy cannon does have a Hextech revolver, so does have some ability power, and that Vigar ultimate paired with the rest of his abilities, going to be able to take him down. Meanwhile, there was a bit of a fight in mid. Unfortunately, I did die, but I was able to get a kill on, I believe it was Master Yi. Our cannon did die earlier, and he was going to get away, but we were able to take her down with various Nox's Siva getting the kill. Right, so meanwhile, while those three were dead, Sullla and Varus Nox going to try and take this dragon, and I did see there was a water dragon, but decided, I did put a timer on it, but decided never mind, it wasn't really worth it, as they were going to take it. But what I was doing was actually paying attention to this dragon, seeing when the timer was, and yep, so it is going to be finished around 22:12. So, did a bit of a calculation. Dragon takes 6 minutes to respawn, and yep, as you can see, 28:12 next dragon. Vigar saying 28:18, but that was a little bit forward. So that's something that I actually do right now. I actually do put timers on, not exactly my buffs. If it's the enemy's blue and red buffs that I am invading, then I'll just keep a mental note in my head. But if it's Dragon or Baron, then I do actually keep timers. Even if the enemy takes it, then I do put timers on. And it just overall helps with being on time and able to just take it before the enemy has a chance to, and being organized. Radio, so when I went back or died, I actually did pick up that Quicksilver Sash, and as you can see, unique active removes all debuffs from your champion, and that is going to help me out a fair amount against this team, as I did say earlier. Radio, so Varus actually getting a kill, but meanwhile, not Varus, Speaker, but meanwhile Varus actually using his ultimate, but we did spot Annie, so we are going to just back off here, and with Sonar going to heal up a little bit, and maybe try and advance and push out. Meanwhile, top Vigar, Speaker, was actually able to take down bot turret. Actually, Annie coming down here, missing her Tibber stun, but going to use a W. We are going to be able to get the Annie the Sullla stun on off. Unfortunately, Speaker did die, but meanwhile Viger actually able to teleport in and then be able to stun Sonar under the turret and then pick up the kill. And unfortunately I did waste my exhaust on Annie. Probably wasn't needed, but you know, it's a kill secure, KS, whatever you want, so you know, it does help, so yep. Radio, so pink for the enemy blue, as we did want to try and get this and steal it from them. Denying the enemy Annie blue would help us out a fair amount. As you can see, she already has a Rabadons and another blasting one, and I believe we were going to give this to Speaker, our Viger player, and yep, there we go. And here comes Graves, but it's not going to do much. Here comes the Viger stun, here comes the Viger Q and ultimate, and unfortunately Graves going to cleanse out of that and be able to get away with about 100 HP. Right, so meanwhile I am stunned by Sonar, and I was stunned as I deceived on Annie, but here I'm going to make a pretty interesting play, use my ultimate, send my clone one way and then send myself the other way. I am going to be able to use my Quicksilver Sash away from that stun. I probably should have used it earlier, and I am because I did place a box there to try and, as you can see, yep, there's the sphere, and going to have just enough mana to deceive away from cannon. So I don't know, I found it was a pretty good play as I was able to get away like that, and I have enough mana to place a box right here if it's necessary. And unfortunately that Sonar ultimate did miss. So right now just going to recall, not bother using my health potion, and then regaining health via the camps. Just recall, much easier, and I am actually able to buy. I did pick up Mercury Treads. Mercury Treads are a viable item on Shaco. I don't often get them, but I really wanted them against this team. Annie 11-3-1 with 159 minion kills, a lot of magic damage, as well as that tenacity. It does help out. For any of you who don't know what tenacity is, but if you're an avid LoL player, then you should know what it is. Tenacity basically reduces the duration, as you can see, it reduces the duration of stuns, slows, taunts, fears, silences, blinds, and immobilizes. And it doesn't stack with other tenacity items, unfortunately, but yeah. Meanwhile, I did want to get blue for myself, but Viger came, Speaker, and decided to take it. Not really a problem with me, but you know, it would be better if he actually asked. Anyway, so I was able to deceive there, as that was a really nice, I think Sony used their ultimate, I'm not too sure. That was a nice Viger stun and ultimate in that, and I was able to just use my deceive and get that final crit off and be able to take him. Radio, so not much happening now. Our Sivir split pushing right now. That's basically what Sivir does, and she actually does have that skin, the Huntress skin I think it is, as that's actually a rare skin. And meanwhile she is going to get stunned, unfortunately, by Annie, and going to be able to get away on about 600-700 HP. Meanwhile mid, Viger was actually able to get mid tower, so that's going to help us get us a bit more map control. They do only have that one turret from mid from Annie, but we are 3 towers ahead and they are 4 kills ahead, but we will be able to hopefully push out from this. As you can see, the kills were 1 or 2 and 10, and as you can see, I was keeping an eye on Dragon and there goes the pink ward, going to clear that ward, and there's the stun on Master Yi, and is going to be able to just absolutely demolish Master Yi. Anyway, so I was just setting up for Dragon right now, as it was going to spawn in about 10 seconds. As you can see, there's a box placed, and I am going to make a mistake and unfortunately use my Quicksilver Sash because I'm retarded. And as you can see, there it is. And There we are. So dragon spawn, and I am going to be able to take it down. And going to use my ultimate. Doesn't matter that they clairvoyanced, even though we don't actually have a clairvoyance. And we are going to be able to take that down really nicely. And at 28-27 is the was when the dragon was finished. I am going to put a timer on that, but it will be a little bit late as I wasn't really paying too much attention. Anyway, Kenan saying don't clump up. That was actually a good piece of advice, as it might be a bit obvious, but you know, it still helps. Because the enemy Annie could just chain stun us and then absolutely rape us, and that wouldn't help at all. Yep, so there we go, 34-35 next dragon. It's about that time, as I wasn't too sure. Anyway, so Speaker going to flash stun, and that's good because I am going to be able to use my deceive, use my crit, and then Viger's going to be able to use his Q. I don't even think he used his ultimate. No, he didn't, and was just able to take down Sonar really quickly and get us another kill. Radio, so just clearing the enemy raids. I was going to wait till Master E Alpha Strike before I actually use my deceive, because if I deceived and then he Alpha Striked, then he would actually Alpha Strike towards me, and that would be bad. But either way, I could actually take him even if he had red buff, because I did have my exhaust and he only has flash. So that would help me more in a 1v1 situation. Meanwhile, top, we were going to try and take this turret. Did place a box, and I am going to use my ultimate. Probably didn't need to use my ultimate, but I did decide to do it just for just to do it much more quickly. And here I am, just going to walk around like a retard and going to make it out safely. So for any of those who are actually interested, and I'm going to place 2 boxes in that bush for some reason. For any of you who are actually interested in either viewing Sulla's channel or playing on his Tuesday nights, his Tuesday night game nights are actually really fun, and you can actually learn stuff from them. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'll put the link in the description to. I won't put it to his channel. I'll put it to the video he recently posted, explaining all this information about the Tuesday game nights, because that tells you basically all you need to know. And actually, they are going to surrender, so that is going to be GG. I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I hope you actually learned something other than my usual games. My usual games are just good gameplay sometimes. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave a comment on who would like me to play next. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.